Nice. Claim. Yun lang. Palit ng loadouts. Alright, alright. Forgot. Yeah, we do have siege. And we are attacker. How about the other side? We are defender. Hold on, let's check. Faction Discord. No ping. We'll try to slowly move towards Pine Couch. We still have about 30 minutes. So we'll be passing either to in this one or Oak Cups. Mm, yeah, let's try in this one. Here, let's pop some food. All right. Another faction flag gathering and content. So that would be our updated title for our content. This ain't just a challenge anymore. So we're doing a faction flag gathering and content. So that's the additional information. And the reason that I'm adding end content since I'm doing additional content aside from just faction flag gathering. I'm doing a faction fights, a little bit of transporting if need be, and refining and do refine. A little bit of a tutorial in there. My previous episodes, somewhat a miss on the refining. I don't know why, but T4 was a bit bad at refining. So maybe I'll just use all those blanks as base material for my E5 refining session. So we'll see. As for my focus, I'm still not sure if I should continue using it for my refining or probably start doing the crafting. I mean, I could do transport run, just like plugged in transport, check for my buy orders if they are filled. Then I'll have to manage my silver since I don't have a really good money making right now. I used to do a lot of averaging. That was my money making method. But I went CVCs for most of my black zone stay. And that's not a good way to earn money. I mean, I'm not asking for the riggers, which is why I'm mostly crafting my own stuff. So I would just craft whatever I wear. I'm mostly a an arcane user, which is why I have specs on arcane and then a plate armor and leather. Plate armor and then plate, no, no, not plate. Um, leather helmet as well. So I was using assassin hood as my helmet. Plate armor. I was testing Valor, armor of Valor, and the knight armor before it went meta. Well, knight armor seems meta back even back then. It's mostly for the defensives, but it's mostly used by a tank, not as an arcade. So what I did was use the arcane or the knight armor in line or together with my arcane weapon. Also, I was using it as a combo with my icicle staff. So that's my main weapons. So arcane user, arcane support, and icicle support. Alright, and this one seems too short of zone. I don't really like Inismon, but it's a good practice for boss, world boss. There's a world boss in the middle of that, and if you go in there, you can fight the other factions as well as other red players. So if you're not in the party or if you're not in the guild together, you can fight anyone who's go inside. All right, Aspen looks good. All right, 30 minutes. We're doing a good travel time. So we're just slowly moving towards Pine Cops, or what's the name of the province? Driftwood Cove. So that's the province we are heading to. All right, that's good. Yeah, we're doing it great progress with our T4. We're hitting it fast and gathering them fast. Also the T5. Mm. Mm, mm. Oh no, we have competitors here. All right, I think we have to move. Oh, why did I press that Q? No, I don't have my Q damage. I thought I pressed my dismount. All right, you would. This is city outside, or the zone outside of the city. And we used to do a lot of lethal faction fights here. Yeah, back in the day. All players, all people tend to use those words back in the day. All right, there's a PK up top. Or probably went to the red zone as a PK'd and trying to come back. Yeah, also I used to do a lot of Oh, I can help you there, brother. Yeah, yanked. Yeah, that's the thing. That's what Swell Benzi been doing is PKM players in the yellow zone with his 8.4. It's just why some players don't like him because, that's just bully. Alright, that's purple. We won't be going into enemies. That's a full tick. Goodbye. And another full tick. Mm. Mm. Or maybe once we have T8, probably go to the black zone. Enjoy the fun with my guildmates activities. Yeah, we have to move away from this. It's only one tick. Mm. There was a post in Reddit under the official subreddit of Albion Online, and it was about the premium status in Asian server. I think Asia has the highest amount of gold, or not gold, but premium price. I think for 3 months we have uh 130 130 M. So 1 month is 46. I started playing Albion way back in 2020, and the premium costs for 1 month is around 8M, 8 million silver, and compared to day, that's 46, like times 5, times 6, and that's a very large inflation there. So there's the discussion around that premium status. So it's doesn't just double, it's now times 6 that compared to when I started. And also, if you're gonna compare it to Asia and or not Asia, America and Europe, I think it's way inflated. One of the reasons said in that post is it's due to the RMT, which is I see it as true because there are players who would just play the game and then sell those silvers. So it's becoming a job for them. And there are also players that would rather buy silver from the third party instead of from in game. Because I think I did said it in my previous episodes. I said that the reason that players are buying from the third party is you are paying twice the amount of silver if you're buying from the official store. So for your if you're gonna buy this amount for the 6 million silver in game, and then if you're gonna buy it outside or from the third party, that's double. So you would have premium for 2 months instead of 1 month. And if you're a guy who don't like to grind, or if you're not using premium but you don't want to grind and you need silver, or if you want silver, then of course it's much better to buy from the outside, given that you're getting the double the amounts, especially if you're playing the CVZs and the PvPs. You could buy more gears from the silvers you got. Also, there are those players that would grind the character and then they would sell the character. I'm not sure how much the selling price for character from end game character. So basically, you can just grind for 1 month, and if you are part of a big guild that controls the world boss, you can probably grind it for 1 week, and then you can sell it for, I don't know, 2,000 pesos. So just for the 2 weeks, you have 2,000 or maybe more. I mean, you could probably grind an end game character just for 1 week. But I'm not sure how much it sells for. Maybe more. Depends. Probably if you have like a billion fame, of course it will be much expensive. If you only have about 200 M and not a crafter or not a finance PVE guy, probably a little bit cheaper. But if you have a crafting account, then I guess that's different. So I'm not sure what's the play from the developers. I guess there's the that sentiment from the other players that the SBI might have a hard time implementing strict regulations regarding RMP. So that's the current consensus in that posts about premium status. I did also a podcast regarding premium as to how it is much becoming a pay to win, or the game is becoming a pay to win because of how the directions are yeah, how the directions of the game is currently going to. Currently, it's just, or not currently, but even back then, it's just a pay to progress. But with the additional, or what with the current status of the game, it somehow looks like a pay to win directions, especially with these learning points. So you can skip the grind and head straight to the end game content. You can also buy your own gears. You can probably swipe and then buy gears. They said that it's not pay to win because those players that swipe are still killable compared to or a guy that doesn't wipe can still attain same level that the guy that swipes reached, which is true. Even if I don't swipe, I can reach an 8.4 gears with a full 120 specs. I just have to spend a lot of time, but they are changing it. The developers are changing the system wherein you can skip all the grind and head straight to the end game content. Again, the only hurdle would be the skills you learn as you play the game. So you would understand how each weapon works, how the mechanics work, especially if you're a PvP guy. I'm not a PvP guy. EVE, the a little bit of crafting. I really like the avoiding here since even back then I like the aiding part of any games. So you go, you create a group and try to find the optimal way to finish the game, or not the game, but the content. Deep root. Okay, we're moving to deep root. Oh, we have to go here to the south side. So yeah, when I actually I my initial um my first Ava reading was when we joined a certain Singaporean group. I think it was, yeah, Singapore, the name of the alliance, and I'm part of Hounds. Hounds back then are just we have a black zone hideout. We've been renting actually, and then I think we got kicked out. Decided to build the HQ when they have rolled out the HQ feature. So that was in Lands Awakened, and then there was this one guy that has been doing a raid uh, before me. He was a new guy though. He was because I have played like earlier, or have lead before him, but I haven't really joined any raiding yet. But I've heard about it. I haven't done any raiding. So he invited me and then told me about to join this content from our alliance, and he said just join as an iron user. It's the easiest, cheapest builds you can have or you can bring. Since even with the flat 4, you can use that weapon compared to say uh, arcane silence and yeah, add the rolls. So you will need to have to bring higher tiers. But iron root, most of the gears that you'll be using are pretty much low tier. So you have assassin hood, royal jacket, any leather shoes that are just flat fours. The only high tier you'll be bringing would be your Poland, which is for party heals, but that's just for the boss. But the other setup are okay just for the flat four. So that's the cheapest. And as a newbie, that's the best role you can start with. So I started as an Iron Root. So I was invited, or I did join the raid by that paid leader. Uh, Still a friend though, even today. Is a Singaporean, and there's alliance in Singapore from what I remember. So that's my first time doing the Ava reading together with that group. And after having experience of reading, being able to get about a vouch, so I was able to join the private Discord led by a Filipino guy. He quits. He get banned a lot, so he quits now. And I became an admin on that server, but that was my money making in West. And then when East server launched, my first money making was HCE, since I am able to use now the Frost without much ping difference or ping issue. And after the HCE, I started training again, evaluating from the group that I have been made friends with back in West. So yeah, evaluating is still the best for me in terms of PVE and money making. There is another option as well. I think the World Boss beats evaluating when it comes to fame per hour. The only issue with that is you will have to be vouched by or someone that will vouch you should know that you are fully trusted to join the content. It's very private content, highly elite, highly inclusive content, and it's being syndicated, monitored by a certain, not certain, but only select players that does a lot of R&D, which is why most of the most of the ELs who hold the world boss does a lot of RMP. Since to join, you have to pay, if I remember correctly, you have to pay like 10M after getting vouch. And per session, I think you have to pay as well because you will have or you can earn premium or not premium. You can earn fame like 3M an hour or 30M an hour. Forget the but it's higher compared to averaging. Averaging is if you want to earn money or silver, that's silver plus fame, but fame is really not negligible, but a little bit on the low side compared to World Boss. World Boss do provides a lot of fame, but silver wise, it's not much. If you want to if you want to hit the 120 levels and you want to earn a lot of fame credits, World Boss is the way. Then you can do AVA reading as your money making to pay for the silver costs for that 120 elite level. And since it's in a black zone, of course, it's lethal. So you have to be careful though. Eh, with the way guilds or with the way AVA servers work nowadays, they would handhold with players with the big guilds, and some servers, some leaders on that servers are part of big guilds, so they are protected. They have a lot of scouts. It's pretty much a safe content um unless your Ava server is not affiliated with any big guilds. I mean, for example, if in my guild we can do average just within the guild, and since we're not affiliated with any of the big alliances, could be in. I mean, they can dive us. So there's that risk part on our side, or the risk aspect on our part, which is why we would require a lot of scouts. But if you are part of a big alliance, I guess scouting is easy since you will be protected by your alliance, your territories. If you have and you have an HQ quite close, so yeah, it's a safe content. So I did try leading Avarite back when I was in Hounds. Problem is most of the players or most of the content coincides with my Ava rating, and they wouldn't uh give way for us to do Ava rating. So they would just focus on the CTA contents. And that was the time as well wherein it's quite active in the zones that we are at. We have an enemy from from Thailand, and they would camp or they would dive us, which is why it's very hard to run an raid, especially back then. 10 man is still for the elite group. So for me, I would have to lead a 20 man, which is very hard to organize, especially since you are leading more than 20 players, so 19 in your group, and then additional scouts, depending if you want to run two scouts. But typically, it's only one scout. So you'll be leading 20 man or 20 players to keep them safe. And most of them are quite noob, or most of them are the panic type guys. Whenever they would see red, and if they have a very expensive sets, they would panic. It's just bad uh, if you're running a average. And also, or especially if you don't have the gear system for your averaging team, then of course they would be reluctant to fight. So I did die before in average, and I was using I think 8.3 shadow water. So that's the second chillest roll aside from Iron Root. So I was running an 8.3 shadow color. I think we got low. I died. The good thing was we had a regear system in place in the server that I have been part of when we got low. So I get paid, especially if you are already a veteran averaging in that server. So which is why it was not an issue for me dying. So still, it feels bad though because I'm not paid for for the whole price or for the whole amount. So it's only I think it's only about 80% that I got, or was it the full amount? I forgot. But anyway, it was not an issue for me. Um, it was an issue losing the sets since I already have a good way of money making back then, or I have a good way to earn silver. I'm just there to get the fame. Oh, I forgot. Or is that the fight? Oh no, got a fight, brother. All right, let's go to a gold shimmer. Oh, I was hooked into gathering. All right, let's go to a gold shimmer. Let's double check. If I go to gold shimmer, spindlewood, yeah, that should be fine. And also my food is already up. Spindlewood. By the way, don't forget to like and subscribe. Please help me get into 500 subscribers. We're trying to hit that as soon as we can. The only additional hurdle for me would be getting that additional. Forget the additional criteria for me to get in the earnings for YouTube. I'll just try to hit the 500 subscribers. Currently at 24. Still a long way to go. Yeah, once we have started with skinning, we'll probably come here most often. Gold shimmer, or we'll just be killing a lot of bears and boars. But stags or in the desert, there are chances of getting cubs, right? Pine cubs. There should be this is bandit and siege timer. It's in an hour. I don't know. I mean, alright, bandit begins soon. Fortress in Eventide Glades is Eventide Glades. Where is? Oh, you have timer. How about this one? Oh, we don't have a siege here. So only those with the timer are siege capable. So that means we don't need to defend the pine pops. And I guess that's a great method so that you'll know the area that you should be going into. The problem is it's in a red zone. And I'm not sure if we have things or if lemurs have things in the for the siege. Alright, probably we're gonna stay here. Okay, there goes the animation lock. Okay. We got Yeah, we get promoted. Knight Commander. One more. One more. One more rank. 10 stocks. Yeah, we're able to get about 10 stocks an hour. Our goal is to get as much journals, which is why we're trying to hit that T8. There goes the animation lap. Not really sure why we're getting that animation lap. There's no cast time. I know there's a global cooldown, but we don't have a probably just hidden mechanics. So how about point 0.5 seconds before I can cast my Q after hitting the Sacred Pulse. I will try to test it again. I have about 10 seconds. I will test double Q. No, I can. Or maybe double Q, Q, and then W. The reason I am liking this Curly and K because it's only about 30 seconds cooldown. I can cast the double Q again. I will test here. So we'll probably double Q, Q, and then W. And then after that, this. See, there's that delay. Okay, let's test uh, if we're not doing the double Q, Q, W. If there will be this animation lock. But we need to find a T5 mob, not just T4. Also, I haven't upgraded my Hollow Fall because it's getting quite expensive to upgrade it. So I have about 200,000 per upgrade costs. What's our current strain? Strain is just 38. Tournament bonus 3.6. 57 legendary rating. I'm not sure how it's uh or how it works though. The higher the legendary rating, the higher the strain, or which is better, having low strain, high legendary rating, probably because it means you're proccing that critical rate whenever you're trying to upgrade. All right, now we're trying to find those other amounts. Now we're not able to find anything. Oh no, chicken bears. Okay, get premium, but no bonus. Oh, it's a crafter. Similar. Yes, 26. You have only 13. Actually, as a crafter, if you're not doing a lot of PvP, or if you don't want to do a PvE, you can just gather in the yellow zone and okay, that's double Q. I cast this. Now I can easily cast my Q. But if I do triple Qs and cast my W, then there's the an animation lock. That's weird. But anyway, so as I've said, if you're just a crafter, you can probably just stay in the yellow zone, do the transport thing, and as you're waiting for buy orders of your materials, then you can do what I'm doing. Gather in the yellow zones, wait for the buy orders. Once it's filled, you can start transporting again and just rinse and repeat. Again, it's better to have that spreadsheets. I really need to rebuild my spreadsheets so that I'll know which items are best at the craft. Right, let's see it again. So double Q again, press this, and there's a cooldown. So yeah, because I think before I took a break from Albion, that was in 2024, 2023, December. I had a spreadsheets, and I would just try to craft the materials in Limers or just craft uh anything in the Limers. Let me check. Where is that Limers? Okay. So I will just check for these items. Actually, it's just arcane stuff, leather helmet, and leather shoes. So I would check for the materials. I would check for the price of those items, and if I see that there's a profit margin to be earned, a potential profit, I would buy the materials needed and then craft them. I did not place buy orders. I would just instantly buy them, and I'm still able to earn something even without crafting, without focus. Oh, this one's good. How much we can get. But nowadays, if I do that, I'm not sure if I can craft without focus. All right. We have, or we don't have that point trees. Oh, nice. So we get 13 out of 6, 7 bonus. Not bad. So yeah, just for the one full tick of a point 3 gathering mob, I was able to get 18. 18 is about 84,000 silver costs, which is why if I have a laborer, 15 laborers, and I feed them the journals. So for that 15, there's a chance in one of those laborers to proc to 4.3s. And if it's, I don't know, more than one laborers, then I'm good. So I can do it every day. I can just gather, feed the laborers, the journals I'm able to gather, and then even without premium, even without focus, that's good at money making. I can even place buy orders for journals. There are players who just gather and then sell the journals. Because I was thinking of doing that thing, you know, gather and then for any field journals I have, I will just sell them since it sells per 7K. So you buy one journals for around 2,000 and you can sell it for 6,000. Not bad. You only need to, gather, spend some time. So currently I'm able to feel around 4 4 journals in 30 minutes. So 4 times 6, 24,000. A little bit low, but once we are able to hit our routine, once we are able to hit and get that T8, then I guess we'll be much faster, especially if we have the once we have the route that we want to. Also, this P5. Yeah, T5, we're still trying to get all the T5s from gathering mounts. These gathering nodes are almost always empty. There's just few nodes that are full. Good thing though, there's a lot of gathering mobs that we can kill. The guys gathering a stone. Oh, yeah, as a premium as well. Alright, we still have about 15 minutes uh remaining from our food. There's no fight, there's no siege. Yeah, another guy crying in the faction Discord. Bruh, no one's coming to your ping, no one's coming to your messages unless you have proven yourself a great leader. Yeah, I do think it was the animation lag, probably just because there's a few more seconds cooldown, few milliseconds on the cooldown. Pine Cops is clear. Okay, we got 5 other players. Yeah, I think just like that. I don't know why it's like there's an animation lock, even though it's just because of the few milliseconds left in the cooldowns, which is why I cannot cast an additional Q.
Right.
Yeah, maybe I think I need to revisit my West server character, West server account, and see how it's what's going on with that character. Because that one has a full spec, full T4 and T5 specs into 100 for both of my wood and skinning. It was just for my T5. I think T5 or T4 and T5. I was able to get the well. Actually, it was the T5 get skinning, wherein I did a lot of black zone gathering since we had the T5 zones or HQ in the T5 zone when I was in the Lonely Man. For the T4, I was doing a lot of royal continent gathering. T4 skin. There was way back in Oak Cups. But for the wood, I did a lot of T4 gathering for wood in Limmer's royal continent. I think my T5 is still not 100 specs, but it was or it is close to 100. I just stopped uh, gathering because East server opened up and we all transferred. Okay, 10 minutes. There's no fashion fights, which is sad. I was not able to do a lot of faction fights lately. I did try fighting Fort Sterling, I think a few weeks ago. I was in Pro One Wood, but they were just camping the territory or the faction fortress. We're not able to capture it because it's not siege timer, but we're just fighting them. And they have a lot of groups running around, claiming the faction camps. So I wasn't able to capture any. I think I did one camp, and then after that, when I moved to the next zones, just like four camps, but it was being taken by Fort Sterling. Wait, what? Feels like I'm hitting slow. The T5. Come on, brother. Okay, 60%. Probably, I don't know, 1 week, 1 week more, depending on my sessions. I did place some buy orders for the gears. Maybe I need to place buy orders for T8. I have a T7 axe, T7 cap, but seems like I'm able to unlock my T8, so I'll probably swap the T8. So we'll have to place the new buy orders. 51 seconds. Oh, you're still here. That's the guy who tried to troll me. He doesn't even have a premium though. Okay, we're almost there. Yeah, I'm also quite a sleeper right now, so we have to end once we have finished with the food. Or maybe we can troll the guy. Ah, that was fast. Right. For my next content or next challenge, I was thinking of doing the black zone and just looking for those treasures. So we'll just probably run with D4s, roam around the black zones, look for those treasures. And if we say we have an estimated value that is times five of maybe if we have like 500K estimated value on the loot that we have just from those treasures, then we will bank. But if not, we'll continue. But yeah, that was the the plan. I had that idea where we'll just have to roam around, look for treasures and nothing else. Yeah, there's that different. I'm not sure though. There's that feeling of having an animation lock. Sometimes there's nothing. 5 minutes. Yeah, we're not able to get any enchanted aside from that 4.3 wood. So it's mostly just flat air. Oh, this was full tick. That was a full tick. Or almost full tick. 3 out of 5. Ooh. No, that's 5.2. Full tick or not full tick? Damn, feels bad. So if I had the curse stuff, that would have been easier. Full. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna continue with the session or we're gonna wait for the 3 minutes. But yeah, we'll probably end the session here. We'll just try to look for a good spot to lag out. Oh, hold on. Yeah, we're just gonna kill this. Oh, this D5. We're gonna gather it. D5, and another D5, and another D5. Yeah, we're just gonna kill this. Come on, bro. Then there's another D5 on my south side. Wow. Yeah, maybe bridge watch are already tired. There's not much contest lately. It's mostly Port Sterling that's trying to fight us. Alright, we're just gonna try to towards the south. And if there's still a gatherable, we'll gather it. And then actually I can bank. Right, I can now bank it. Yeah, actually we can. Because I'm not sure for how many sessions we did, how many food we got used. So we'll try to teleport and probably come back later for the faction fight if there's ping. If not, this would be our session. All right, we're just gonna prepare what we have at 6,000. And let's see in our island. But we're getting lagged out. Nice. Come on. By the way, this one I got from from the loot. So someone forgot to pick up their loots, and that's free. Yeah, I think not bad. 800K. Yeah, I guess that's not bad. We only lose silver just by repair and the travel cost. Aside from that, we don't lose anything. So yeah, it's still blank souls if you want silver wise, but aside from that, we are having chill gameplay, so this is good enough for me. So yeah, ciao and see you next time.